So during COVID lockdown period, I hope everyone is safe. So being at home, let us will try to learn something, a concept by taking some activity. And also there is no need to go to laboratory to collect some materials to have activity. By taking some materials present at home, let us go for activity and try to learn something. Okay, let us see. I am showing to what happens the systems here, right? If you carefully see the first one, this is a glass. I have taken the water liquid and the two rods has been dipped. These two rods are nothing but graphite rods, and you know very well what is graphite. The graphite rod is nothing but present as lead in your pencil, right? I have used these two graphite rods here. Now can you see any change in this glass? Definitely there is no change. You see simply what happens, the two graphite rods has been dipped in water, right? Now let us look into the other one. Look into this one, right? Where the two graphite rods has been connected to a battery. And you know what is a battery? Battery is nothing but an external source where electrical energy can be provided. So it supplies electricity now, right? And here these two graphite rods act as electrodes or conducting path, right, through which electron can pass. Now see, I am putting it here because if I hold it, by shaking the gases are going out. Now if I put it here, you see, is there any change here? Definitely there is a change. Around the two electrodes, some gas bubbles are coming out, right? So here you see, if you look into battery, here look into, this side is called as the negative, right, negative plate. This is called as a cathode. The positive side of the battery is called as anode. Now this graphite rod, it is connected to the cathode by this black wire, and what happens to this another graphite rod is connected to the positive side of the battery through this red wire. Now if you see, look into this, at the both electrodes gas bubbles are coming out, but here at the cathode the bubbles are more as compared to anode. No doubt it's clearly not visible at anode. Why? Because the bubbles are very less. You see, bubbles are still coming out, right? So here the more bubbles are at the cathode as compared to anode. So now the question is, when battery is attached to the electrodes and electrodes are dipped in water, why the bubbles are produced? This is the first one, first question. The second is, what are these bubbles? Third question is, why more bubbles are formed at a cathode, not at anode? So now we will try to understand and try to answer to these questions, right, based on a concept. Let us discuss it. So now before going to discuss it, if I say now, this is what happens earbud, right? How we can break it? By cutting by a scissor, by a knife, or also you can break it by applying some physical force, right? For example, I can cut it now. If I cut it, it is gone into two parts. Even I can cut into smaller parts. It's fine. But now, if I say, can we break the water? Take water in a container. The question is, break the water. Is it justified? Can we break it? Now let us try to understand. The formula for water is nothing but water. H2O, means liquid state. The physical state of water is in the liquid. Now the shape of water is actually V shape, but for our understanding, take it as a linear one. So now this is what? H2O. Now if I say, how to break this water? What is the meaning of a breaking here? As you know that this is hydrogen, oxygen, hydrogen. These are matters. Matter cannot be broken. Matter cannot be destroyed. The basic fundamental. So as these cannot be destroyed, then how to break it? Only thing is the bond which connect the two atoms, that can be broken. Just like it the two sticks. So now we can break these two bonds. Now if we break these two bonds, what we get? One oxygen plus This is 1H, this is 1H. We get 2H, 2 hydrogen. As you know that these are oxygen atom and hydrogen atom. These two atoms does not exist in the atomic state. They exist in the molecular form, that is the gaseous form. That's why this oxygen exists or produced as oxygen, half oxygen. See, this oxygen gas means 2 oxygen atoms multiplied by half, means ultimately it is 1 oxygen atom, but is produced by breaking 1 water molecule. Again 2 hydrogen, it goes to hydrogen gas. So what we found, if at all we break the water, right, in chemistry better we call it as decompose, or okay, we call it as a decomposition, right? So what happens when it is decomposed, it gives rise to oxygen gas and hydrogen gas, right? Now when water is broken or dissociate, it gives which products? It gives rise oxygen gas and hydrogen gas. What is exactly decomposition is? Reactant is 1, it breaks into to give you 1 or more products. So here reactant is 1 water, but product is 2. 1 is oxygen, another is hydrogen. Got it? So here when water dissociate or we break water, we get these 2 products. Now I have shown you now what happens here. When electrical energy is supplied, the 2 bubbles are coming out. So the 2 bubbles are nothing but one is hydrogen gas, other is oxygen gas. So now the answer is there for first question number 1. What are the bubbles? These bubbles are nothing but hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Right? Now the second question is, at which electrode hydrogen is produced, at which electrode oxygen is produced. Come to discuss now. So now this is the now you got it. When water is broken down or undergoes decomposition, it gives rise to oxygen gas and hydrogen gas. Now if you look into the quantitative aspect in this reaction, water molecule is 1, HOH, it gives 1 oxygen, 2 hydrogen. In what ratio they are produced? Oxygen is 1, hydrogen is to 2. In 1:2 ratio they are produced. Means if there is a production of 1 unit of oxygen gas, there is a production of 2 unit of hydrogen gas. That means the products or liberation of hydrogen gas is more as compared to oxygen gas, as it is visible from this equation. Got it? That's why you see at one of the electrode, basically at a cathode, the production is more as compared to anode. Why? The reason is here. Because hydrogen liberation is twice the liberation of the oxygen gas. Now, the next answer actually we have to find out at which electrode hydrogen is produced and at which electrode oxygen is produced. Okay. Now the concept is electrolysis. The concept is here electrolysis. As I mentioned just before, if we break these 2 bonds, we get half oxygen gas and hydrogen gas. But how to break this bond? Now question is how to break this bond. It's not a stick, we can break it. Can we take a scissor and we can cut it? We cannot. We will take a knife and we can cut it? We cannot. Then how to break this bond? Now we will discuss about this concept. Electrochemistry can answer to this question. Right? So before going to this, you see we have used one battery which is supplying electricity to the what happens the graphite rods, to the what happens in the system as a whole. Now for first time the battery was invented in the year 1800 by Alessandro Volta. By Alessandro Volta, he invented the battery, the first battery name is called as voltaic pile. It is called as a voltaic pile. Voltaic pile means it is nothing but simply a battery. I am just to a rough scale I am showing. This is nothing but a battery which is having one positive pole, another is having negative pole. This is called as a cathode, and this positive pole is called as a anode. So this battery, which is called as voltaic pile, was invented by Alessandro Volta in the year 1800. In the same year 1800, after the discovery of the battery, then what other authors, nothing but William Nicholson and his co-authors, they did experiment by taking this voltaic pile. What they did, let us have a look into this. So what these other authors, William Nicholson, they took the battery which is having both positive and negative pole. They connected the two ends by using two wires, and the two wires they dipped inside water. So here what happens here, water is there in the liquid state. Battery, they connected the two ends of the battery by two wires, and the wire is dipped inside water. What they found? They found that some bubbles are produced around the two electrodes. And these two electrodes, in our case, nothing but the graphite rod. So here they found that some bubbles are produced at both the electrodes. And they found that these two bubbles are nothing but one is the hydrogen gas and other is the oxygen gas. Then from this experiment onward, the term electrolysis was introduced. Got it? Now, if you look into the term electrolysis, have a look into this. In the electrolysis, let us split into two parts. Electro. What is electro? Take in the sense, electro means electrical energy or electricity. What is the meaning of lysis? Lysis means decompose or breaking. So what is the meaning now? Decomposition of any electrolyte by using electrical energy. That is what is called as electrolysis. So electrolysis is nothing but a process in which electrical energy is used to decompose or to break an electrolyte. Better word is decompose. Right? So this is what the electrolysis process is. Now try to understand the chemistry, what we have done here, the activity. So now, when take a battery, positive and negative pole, now connect the two ends through wire and dip in water. This is nothing but your water liquid. So this is the model what we are discussing. So this is the container called as electrolytic tank. Here is the glass. Okay. Here the two electrodes, nothing but a graphite rod, and this is the battery. Right. So here now when electrical energy is supplied to water, then water decomposes into H plus and OH minus ion. So what I told, when electrical energy is supplied, water breaks into H plus ion and OH minus ion. Now what happens after that? As H plus, a positively charged species, it moves to the negatively charged plate or electrode. What is the negatively charged? That is nothing but here cathode. Because as is negative, so positive ion move to this. So when it reaches here, what happens? At a cathode, which ion reaches? H plus ion goes to cathode and take electron from the cathode, because negative charge is there. It take the electron and goes to hydrogen. Hydrogen does not exist in this form. That's why H combined with another H give rise to hydrogen gas. That means hydrogen gas is produced at which electrode? At a cathode. right? Now let us come to at anode. What happens at anode? Now if you look into this, OH minus is negative part. Now this negative ion move to the positive plate of the battery, positive side. That is called as your anode. Right? Now come here. So OH minus ion reach the anode and it loses its negative charge, which is nothing but electron. Once electron is lost, it goes to neutral form OH. But OH combined with the another OH and give rise to what? One water molecule. And what is left? Only one oxygen atom, which exists in the form of a gas. Got it? So now oxygen gas is produced at what? At a anode. That means when electrical energy is supplied to water, right? Then what happens? Water undergoes decomposition and hydrogen gas is produced or liberated at cathode, the negative plate of the battery, and oxygen gas is produced at a anode. As I mentioned at the beginning, it is produced 2 times compared to the oxygen. That's why the liberation of hydrogen is more at cathode. And already I mentioned at the beginning, still once more I am showing. You see here, again this is the positive plate, anode, and this side you see the negative plate. I am putting it here, have a look into this. And see, at the negative plate, the bubbles are more as compared to anode. And it is clearly visible what we discussed from the reactions. So now all the questions are answered. One is, by supplying electricity to the water, what happens? Water undergoes decomposition. What are the bubbles formed? The bubbles are nothing but hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Where the hydrogen gas is produced? Hydrogen is produced at the cathode and oxygen is produced at the anode. And why hydrogen is more as compared to oxygen? Because the production of hydrogen is 2 times than the production of oxygen. So these are what happens, the answers to the questions we put at the beginning. So this is what all about the concept of electrolysis. The next is we have to look into what is its application. Otherwise you have to study it. If there is no need to the mankind, there is nothing to study. That means there must be some application in our day-to-day life or to the mankind as a whole. Let us see, I will give you 1 or 2 examples how they find application in our day-to-day life. So first application I am giving, application of electrolysis. The first application is in the extraction of a metal, in the metallurgy. Some metals are there which are highly reactive. For their extraction, other methods are not suitable. So to extract those metals, this electrolysis method is the better one. It is the suitable one for the extraction. So now try to understand what is metal extraction. We know that the ore is nothing but a compound form of the metal. So this is nothing but the impure form, impure metal. Now we extract it by metallurgy. The process, metallurgy process, so we get the pure metal. So now the impure metal exists in the form of ore. From the ore we get pure metal by which process? By extraction. The process is called as metallurgy. But now come to our concept of what we are discussing. How electrolysis find application here. I am giving one example here. Let us take one example of a ore of a magnesium. Sorry, ore of a aluminium. Al, aluminium. Aluminium ore is a bauxite. That means bauxite contains what? Aluminium. Now what I do, I take a battery. Now positive plate, negative plate. Connect the two plates to two wires and dip in the what happens the liquid bauxite. It is present in which form? Liquid form or molten form. Now the liquid bauxite is there which contains aluminium. Now when electricity is supplied to this what happens molten electrolyte, then aluminum 3 plus ion will be produced because aluminum is present in the impure ore. Now this aluminum ion which is positively charged move to the cathode from this impure compound. Now when it goes here, it take the electron from here and becomes neutral and get deposited here. Deposited means what? Aluminum is separated from the impure one. This is how the electrolysis process find application in the extraction of metal. Basically the metals which are highly reactive. Another metals also, other metals like sodium can be extracted, magnesium. These are the reactive metals which are extracted by electrolysis process. So this is what I can say strong relevance application is there in the industry, metallurgy industry. So this is one application. So now let us come to the next application. So the next one is corrosion prevention. Corrosion prevention or corrosion protection. Okay, towards what is corrosion? If I will show you now, let us look into this iron piece. Now, is it the pure form? Definitely, the answer is no. You see, this is not the color of iron. Now, over the surface of the iron, a reddish brown color is there. What is this reddish brown color? This is nothing but rust, which is nothing but iron oxide. Fe2O3, iron oxide. This is called as rust. Now, if you want to protect this iron, what we have to do? If you coat other metal over its surface, then the iron is protected. Got it? So this is what happens. A metal, if you want to protect it, you cover that metal by another metal. That's what we can protect this metal from corrosion. Now let us have a look into how this electrolysis process find application in corrosion protection or corrosion prevention. Let us look into here. Take one battery, right, positive negative, connect the two ends to the wire and dip in the electrolyte. Let us take, for example, you want to protect this iron. If you want to protect this iron, then take this iron as cathode, and this is nothing but your iron. You want to protect it. So fit this iron rod to the negative pole of the battery. Now what is this other electrode, other metal? Now this metal electrode should be the metal which is to be coated over the iron surface. So this metal is the metal which should be coated over the iron metal, and this is the electrolyte. This is the electrolyte. This electrolyte must contain the metal ion of this metal. This electrolyte must contain the metal ion of this metal. Now, what happens here when electrical energy is supplied to the electrolyte? Electrolyte breaks. For example, I say the electrolyte is your Mx. The electrolyte is Mx here. Now, when electricity is applied, then what happens? Mx break into M plus and X minus. Now M plus ion is produced here from the electrolyte. Now as it is positively charged, it moves towards the cathode negative plate. So after reaching here, this M plus ion take the electron and this metal get deposited over the iron surface. Now iron is protected. Once the entire surface is covered, stop the process and remove the cathode, that is your iron. Now iron is protected from the corrosion. This is what the electrolysis process find application in this way to prevent corrosion of the metals. The third one is to make a metal surface attractive. To make a metal surface attractive. What is the need of attractive? Basically, if you look into the jewelry market, basically what happens, some of the like metals which are not precious or high value metals, but to the ornaments are made by using those metal, but to make them attractive, those metals or ornaments has been coated on the surface by other metal like gold, or it could be silver, or it could be platinum. That's why a particular metal is there. Let us assume that this is a metal. You want to make it appearance as good looking, right? Basically attractive means what? It is what happens exactly good looking. So now if you want to make a good look this metal, then over its surface you put another metal. That is what same electrolysis process. If you want to do this, what you have to do again? Battery, positive and negative, connect the two ends and dip in the electrolyte. And you want to, for example, make attractive this metal. If you want to make this metal as attractive, then it should be as a cathode. And the metal to be coated over the surface, this is the metal, and this electrolyte must contain the metal. And for example, I say gold. Let us take a gold, some electrolyte of a gold. Then what happens when electrical energy is supplied, then gold is produced as a gold ion, Au3 plus. Once it is produced, then this has its positive charge, it moves to the cathode. Once it reaches here, then it take the electron from here, becomes neutral and get deposited over the metal. Now the surface looks like it is gold. The appearance is good now. So this is what the application of electrolysis process. So these are the some of our day-to-day life applications of this process. Okay, so this is all about the electrolysis and what is its application. Okay, this is all about. Thanks.